Good morning. I am back. Oh, it's been a week, right? I hope these messages have been very encouraging to you all. I hope they have been illuminating to you all and that it's causing you to think and it's causing you to just like really choose to make some changes and some life changes for you because it's needed and it's time, and it's just time to move forward. So by today, at this point, you should be ready to make a decision. But before I get into all of that, my name is Ty Young. I am your visionary life coach for 624 Visionaries. I am the coach for action takers, and I am the coach that's going to propel you, get you to a place of fulfillment in your life and get you to a place just where you're moving forward and you're just doing the best that you can be and you're living a completely fulfilled life, whatever. So part of fulfilling and living a fulfilled life is about achieving your life goals. So, keyword life goals. We have a whole lot of life to live, so sometimes we could get caught up in thinking we need to achieve things by tomorrow when we still have a whole lot of life to go. We never get like I don't think we ever get to a place of just arrival because there as we evolve and as we grow. I've read somewhere before that like every 10 years of somebody's life, like things change. Some things change. They desire new things or they desire different things or whatever. So we never get to a complete place of arrival, but we should always feel some level of fulfillment. So with achieving life goals, I always like to look at it as what is the bigger picture? What's the overall picture? All right. And even looking at it from going from level 1 to 10, but each level you go to, you starting back at zero. So for example, when you go from 1 to 10, when you get to 11, you're like starting off at the bottom, right? You're starting off at level 1, and then now you got to go to 20 when you're going from 11 to 20, and then from 21 to 30, to from 31 to 40. Like each level you get to, or each step you get to, or each overall big picture you get to, there's new levels. So, in achieving your life goals, I always like to say, what is the overarching goal? We talked about this before last week. What's the overarching goal? What is the overall thing that you want to do? And then breaking that down into little small goals, right? To get to the bigger goal. And it's amazing that a lot of people really just don't know how to do that. They get overwhelmed with themselves. They get overawed with the bigger picture. They get overawed with the things that they want to do and feel like it's just way too much for them to accomplish because they're looking at it trying to do it all at one time when you just need to streamline things. Do one thing at a time. And that is one of the parts of my coaching program that I am very proud of, that I definitely will help you do, is navigate and understand, how to structure that plan. Really, how to structure that plan. And first part of structuring that plan is doing your fulfillment rating system, right? Because once you find out what's first important to you, what's second important to you, what's third, fourth, fifth important to you, once you determine that the level of priority each thing in your life is to you, then you can start doing it one by one. It's like it can be related to paying off debt, right? Or the snowball effect that I once was taught by another financial coach. Like you take your total debt, right, all your debt, and you begin to snowball it. So once you pay off one thing, like say for instance, if you had two credit cards that was like they both were like $100 or whatever, but one of them had a $25 minimum payment, and the other one had a $50 minimum payment, right? So which one you think you're gonna pay off first, right? The one that has the $50 minimum payment. So you make those two payments to pay off $100 in debt, and then once you get to the third payment, so by the time you get to the third payment with with the other one that only had the minimum payment of $25, you could take the $50 that you were paying to the other one, and then now you could pay off the that debt, right? So pretty much using the same thought process or example when you're achieving your life goals. As you begin to knock things off, then it opens you up and it frees you up to now focus on something else. But you have to do things one bite at a time, have to do things one step at a time. When I was going through my divorce, and I know you all have heard me say this a few times, when I was going through my divorce and I was trying to do so many things all at one time, a good supervisor that I had at the time, she was like, how do you eat an elephant, Ty? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm sitting over here about to lose my mind and everything like that, and you're asking me about elephants. And she was like, no, you eat the elephant one bite at a time, Ty. So with that being said, you achieve your life goals one step at a time by knocking off one goal at a time. That is how you are going to be able to achieve your life goals. Okay. So if you definitely need help with structuring your life goals or want to get started with figuring out what that really looks like for you and developing a plan for achieving your life goals, it's time for you to be in the space to set up your visionary ignition call. And you want to prepare for this. So if you're in a space that you want to get started with mapping out what your life goals are and things of that nature, you want to prepare for this. You want to start thinking about all of these different things. Go back and watch the previous videos about evaluating your life fulfillment and things of that nature, so that when we get in this call and when we get ready and when we get going, we will be able to just hit the ground running, and I can leave the call with giving you an action step, or if not even leaving the call, giving you an action step, but have enough information that I was able to gather in a 30-minute call, and then email you the next day with how you're going to move forward in your plan for your life. Because it's time. It's time. It's time for you to stop saying what you're going to do. It's time for you to move into the role of action taker, because I am the coach of action takers. So if you're not ready, like if you know you're not ready for me. But if you have decided and determined within yourself that I am an action taker and I want to move into the space of an action taker, it's time for you to start working with me. Also, you can register for the free webinar, Mastering Self-Motivation, which is a free webinar for unlocking your potential. The way to get there is scrolling across the bottom. I look forward to seeing you all. It's Friday, so that means you ready. Time to make some decisions because it's Friday. So it's time for you to get moving. It's time for you to make action. I need to see at least 10 of you all on my schedule by 10 o'clock. That's a command. It's not an ask. It's not a please will you do it. No, it's a command. I need to see about 10 of you all on my schedule coming up for the next month or two, so that we can get you moving forward, and get you going. So I will see you all again tomorrow. Look forward to talking to you all, and thanks for watching.